Yeah, big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskis is coming in live. Crack one open, Marissa has arrived. Woo. Big talking Brewskis with
Hey guys, happy Friday.
Indeed.
This is Big Talking Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. As always, I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
I've got Francisco Alderando.
Oh, thank you for getting the R and the A and the N right.
I was trying real hard.
I saw the focus.
I was just like, oh, I must pronounce this correctly. And then we also have Martin Shaddock.
Thank you. She got my name right, too. That's
There,
perfect.
You see? Hosting 101. Get the name right,
You gotta
people.
get the name
You
right,
gotta
people.
Get the
People
name
will get
right.
mad at you for that.
Love that intro song.
Oh, thank you. So, Rodney, how's your week been?
My week's been kind of fucked up.
Oh, shit. What
I
happened?
got ghosted by this guy.
Ghosted?
Ghosted, yeah.
Like how bad? Are we talking full on Casper?
Right? Like, yeah, it's been a full-on... Like, we met on Sunday and literally spent, like, the whole day together, like, from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until, like, the next morning. Like, cuddled and, like, talked and listened to music and ordered food. It was fantastic. I was thinking, like, okay... You know, and then, like, the next day, like, we were FaceTiming each other. We were chatting all day, like, you know, texting. And then by Wednesday, like, I didn't hear from him.
He just Caspered your ass.
So they
I
do that in your
FaceTimed
role.
him 3 times today, and he's just...
Oh, fuck him.
I know.
Wait though, because no, you had Sunday, and then he ghosted you on Wednesday. He could be like something could he. That's like a good. That's a case. It's not like he ghosted you on Monday. Y'all talked the next day.
Right.
You know that's
And
rough.
Tuesday.
That's a crueler ghost.
Right,
than
it's
anything.
like, right, because, like, you show, I mean, and he didn't ghost me until, like, the end of Wednesday.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, if it would just been Monday, you'd have been like, oh, okay, you got me. But
You got me,
Right.
right, but, like, you led me along,
that's cruel.
like, for a couple days after that.
and then you cut the.
And then cut the cord.
And there was FaceTime involved in everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Total FaceTime.
Yeah, you got to have a Jason Bourne level of excuse right there.
I know. Like, what the fuck?
The next time you see him, he better be disarmed with a bomb.
I know. Then yesterday I got stood up by this guy that I was going to bottom for.
I see you waited a while.
Right, well, yeah. Well, I got to get back in the saddle, right?
Well, not if you're on the bottom. You're
Right. You're going to get saddled up. Right. But no, it's fucked up when you're, like, trying to bottom. Like, I had to, like, you know, you give yourself, like, the enema, like, 3 or 4 of them in a row to get, like, cleaned out. And then this guy just doesn't fucking show up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That sounds like a problem.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're so fresh and so clean.
Right. Only for so long.
I had thought of that. Like,
Then
you gotta
you
be ready for
ate.
that.
Right, then I ate a burger. Ruined the whole thing.
I'm surprised you just didn't reach out to like one of your
I mean, I didn't say that. Nothing happened. So.
all right,
We can say booty call.
Yeah, I found another little booty call. It's fine. It's great.
you know, I didn't think you were gonna stay dressed and know where to go.
Right, but no,
Or
this guy.
I didn't
right,
expect
right.
that at all.
No,
I didn't expect
right.
the story to end with, and I'm still waiting. Like, no.
Yeah.
Nah. But the guy got all the way to my house, though, and then, like, I have a system. Like, I don't give you, like, my apartment number until you say you're, like, walking down the street. Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, it has happened. Like, I'll give somebody my address, and then all of a sudden they just...
Aren't you afraid of being chopped up?
Nah, man. I'm a gay guy in New York City.
Aren't you afraid of being chopped up?
Yes.
I read about that shit in the paper all the time.
What? Who? Besides Jeffrey Dahmer back in the 90s?
There was an anchor man, or was it a news guy?
Oh, in L.A., but he wasn't.
No, this was in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a different story.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that's not all the time. Statistically speaking, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, that you know
Right.
about, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't
Is that
live
like
your life afraid of what might happen in 1,000 to 1 shot.
exactly? And if I'm gonna go out like that, fuck it.
It's not like he's.
I mean, it's not like
It's not like he's gonna clutch pearls and accept death.
right. I'm fighting like a motherfucker. Ah! I mean, and then plus, like, I usually host, so I have guys come over to my place, and I have roommates, so you know.
They're
That's
just gonna
like-
chop everybody up.
Yeah,
that's all.
he'd have to chop up everybody. There's cameras, like I don't know.
That's a different ballgame.
Right, yeah, because I don't really like to go to other people's houses just because, again, you don't know what the fuck you're walking into.
That also speaks to control, though.
Uh-huh. Right, true.
No, but there is I can't remember his name. I feel like it's Ed. I think it's Ed Buck, but he's this like Democratic bigwig out in California, and he's like a older white guy. I feel like he's probably in
I
his
think I know
late
what you're talking about.
50s, like early 60s. And in the last 6 months, there's been 2 black gay guys that have died in his apartment. And like he keeps saying that like, oh, they came over and they were under the influence of drugs and just died in my apartment in both cases. And so the last guy that died in his apartment had written in his diary that he was afraid that he was going to die because this guy, I believe his name is Ed Buck, allegedly like got him like hooked on meth, and he was like injecting meth. But like I guess from what this diary entry is that this guy's kink was having younger black gay guys come over and he would inject them with like mystery substances, and like he would pay them more money because like he was like, I think it was like kind of like a sugaring situation.
Right. See, now that's a whole. I'm just trying to fucking suck a dick.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother
dark world.
level.
I think with a name like Ed Buck, you're either a killer or a porn star anyway.
Right, you gotta be, right? I
Yeah.
mean, but there are definitely people on Grindr like, oh yeah, I'm just looking for Tina, and other guys that are like, yeah, like I'm a like like I'm here to get paid. Like you got to be generous.
Wait, what's Tina?
Yeah, thank you.
Tina's meth. That's like the street term.
Really?
For
I didn't
meth.
know that until right
Yeah,
now.
Never knew that.
Tina.
They didn't cover that in Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
The more you know.
It's the gay word. It's like the gay word for meth.
Oh,
and the gay
Yeah.
in the gay scene.
This is
it's
proof
called
that your
Tina.
gay friends are always your deepest friends, because nobody in this room knew that shit.
No.
Right, everybody's
no
like,
idea.
"What's Tina?"
yeah. It's like
Like you think you got I know Bobby.
Yeah, so yeah, if they say Tina, they're talking about meth.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and then there was the other, because you mentioned a news anchor, but there was that news anchor that this week they just released his autopsy, and he died from like a meth overdose. But then like when the article, it was like super graphic. Like I guess like he left work early because he's told like his job that he wasn't feeling well, but then he ended up like going to a hotel with and meeting up with this guy that he had met on Grindr, and I guess he like converted the room into like some sort of like disco with like DJ lights and music and all that stuff.
What?
Yeah, and like a massage table, and then they were getting busy, but he like inserted a Tina rock, I guess, in his booty before, and then like. Then they were getting busy again, and then he was doing like poppers through a S&M mask, and then like his partner thought that like he was fine, and then he popped another rock, and then he started like making funny noises, and when his partner unzipped him, he had seen that he like threw up in the mask. And then, like, he was, like, unresponsive. And then they called, like, he was, like, giving him, like, CPR and stuff. And then he, like, died by the time the ambulance got there.
That was the young guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
he's, like, married with, like, 2 kids.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Damn.
I
One
feel
of his-
bad for his wife, though, because, like,
Yeah, I feel
that's
bad
got
for
to
his
be,
wife.
like...
But
and,
one of his
and the
kids is going to be a great stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of his kids is going to be the next Pryor.
It's an invitation for him to appear here too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You know, there was another one. There was a married woman. She was a doctor, and I guess she was getting it on with 2 guys in not an alleyway, in a hallway of a building, and she just overdosed, died, and they just left her there. And I think the husband was so pissed off he didn't even claim her for a few days.
Mm.
I wouldn't either. Fuck that.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't hear about
Well,
that one.
Well, that's-
That was
in
about
the guy's
2 years
defense.
ago.
You can't just walk around with the body. You kind of got to leave it there. If you're in the street and you're doing a threesome and she croaks mid threesome, you just got to zip up.
Especially if there's drugs involved in a
Yeah.
threesome. Like, what am I supposed to
You
explain to
can't.
police
Yeah.
officers?
I just hitting it from the
Right.
back, officer.
Exactly.
I wasn't watching the front.
Especially if it's a white woman too to speak at you.
Woo!
Like, oh no, I don't know nothing.
And she was
A
a
black
doctor.
guy,
That's
black
the
guy,
fucked
and
up
she's a
part.
doctor.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah.
I'm always, doctors be freaks
And
sometimes.
a big part of that, man, you got to get over that. It's a shame because that's a kink thing, and we kink shame, and people die. Not a lot, but enough so you'd be like, just chill, mind your business. If you just let people be people, you wouldn't have these. You wouldn't have these if we had a better understanding of drugs and a better understanding of. Then again, that one with the throwing up the mask, I don't know if that could have been avoided. That's all on the guy. That's all on the dead guy.
But like, is that a thing? I never knew putting a rock up your booty was a thing.
That's why I didn't know either.
Never
That's
know.
why I said your gay
yeah,
friends.
that's a thing.
That's
Yeah.
a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a part of the Tina world?
Yeah, because once it hits your bloodstream faster and gets you higher when you put it in your butt.
Then smoking it.
Yeah,
Some people shoot it too.
you can shoot it as well.
I'd rather just get the hand job. I'd be fucking totally happy with that.
But like, I would just think that would be like super uncomfortable with like a rock up your booty while you're getting fucked in your ass. Like that's just
Oh well, it
It
dissolves.
dissolves.
like how fast does this thing dissolve?
It's gotta be
Relatively
quickly.
quickly.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a rock, but it's still
It's
like
granular.
It's granular, right? That's,
So you're gonna absorb it quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've never seen
It breaks
a-
apart. Like when you put it in, your tissue start absorbing it. So just like that.
Oh, I had no idea. The
Yeah.
more you know. We're learning
Yeah,
a
and
lot
it
of shit
and
today.
it makes your butthole numb too, so then that way you
So
can
you,
get
so you can get the
you
yeah.
get pounded.
I would yeah. The funny thing for me is that like I've like especially with like I've always I'm that guy. I'm like instead of like oh this will get me high. I'm like this will probably kill me, so I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember my friend was like I was like having a panic attack. He was like take the Xanax, and I was like where'd you get that? I don't know where this. You're dying right now. I don't know where you're getting that pill from. I don't trust it. It's not helping right now.
Yeah, I made
just
that
gonna
mistake
breathe.
one time. Somebody gave me a pill because my back was killing me. I was
Right.
I was working a show, and he's like, "Here, take one of these. You'll be fine." And next thing you know, everybody started talking. It sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah.
Womp, womp. And I'm like, next day, I'm like, "What the fuck did you give me?" He goes, "It was an oxy." I'm like, "Oh, jeez." Never again.
Oh, geez.
Never again. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That was the end of my drug career, right there.
That happened with me with marijuana. Was that it was one of my like I'm not smoking. I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking, but I'm a heavy drinker. So I was like, man, I can handle it. I was hanging with my boy, and he was like, I would light you up, but I only got the strong shit. And I was like, fuck out of here, it's weed. But I'm not a weed smoker. So he was
Right.
like, nah. I was like, yo, give me that shit. And so I smoked half a blunt, real quick, and my blood pressure went through the roof. But I was so high that I was like, nah, it's cool. We're not gonna die right now.
Yeah, you just gotta because
And I
people
went
get paranoid.
and sat on the couch, and I was like, if I move, I'm gonna die. But if I don't move, I'm gonna be all right. So I sat there for like 6 hours, drifting in and out of consciousness. And then when I asked my friend what it was, he was like, "Oh, that's I told you that's sour diesel. That's above your pay grade. You can't fuck with that. You gotta work your way up
You
to
can't, man. You can't.
That's
you know?
how it is when I do wax.
that." Now what's wax?
What's wax?
Wax is like it's like a concentrated form of like THC, so it looks like kind of like gummy, like wax.
Okay.
And you have to like heat up the bong like super. There's like a special bong for it that you have to use like a blowtorch to like get it like super hot.
Right.
And then when you hit it though, like whoa,
Now that's THC.
it's
like
pure
pure
THC. It's
THC.
Which
pure
is the
THC.
opposite of CBD, which I have at home and I haven't used because it smelled of weed. And I was like, this will fuck me up. But everybody's like, no, CBD's great. You need to, it'll relax you. It'll take the edge off. You'll be fine. But I have nightmares of being that one guy who dies from
Oh, yeah.
20 milligrams CBD.
That would be me. That would be me.
But then you go to the grocery store. They have it in the grocery store now.
Yeah.
They have a 25 milligram capsule for $5. So I was like, oh, I'll try this. I'm going to try it over the weekend.
When did you move back here from LA?
I'm not from here originally.
Okay.
So I moved to New York 4 years ago.
4 years ago? Okay, so
Yeah.
I moved back 10 years ago to New York. And
Okay.
then I went back back in April, and pot wasn't legal when I was there, when I lived there.
Oh, okay.
And I went into a couple dispensaries with one of my friends. I got high from just breathing. I swear to God, it was like
Yeah.
a candy store with all the different buds in the
Yeah, you
in
got
the
all the
glass
different like,
jars.
types of.
And I don't smoke pot. I was fucking high. I'm not exaggerating.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge pot smoker, and I used to have a prescription when I was there. Yeah.
It wouldn't phase you. It wouldn't phase you. And then my friend, she got the edibles, and then she popped some edibles, and then we're driving up PCH, and then she's like, "Can you pull over and get me some water? I'm really thirsty." So I go in the gas station, I get some water for her, and then there was like a homeless guy sitting on the curb, and those two were just staring at each other, and she was so high, she looks at me and she goes, "That guy's killed people, and he knows I know it." Okay.
That's the edibles for you.
Yeah. Thank God I don't do that. Oh, forget it.
I've never done edibles.
Me either.
I've never done edibles either.
Yeah.
I've like I said, I won't
Oh
even
my
do
God, I'm
CBD.
like the only guy in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen
about-
you do edibles.
Like slobbing in the corner somewhere.
Rodney, are you okay?
Right. I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Oh my God, I remember now.
You can buy them in the street now.
No, we did it at I did it at Pete Davidson's house, at his mom's house. I was about to throw up, and I was just like,
It's like,
"Oh
go
God.
to the bathroom,
I can't throw
Rodney.
up
Go to the bathroom."
in front of Ariana Grande. I can't."
Especially with a mask on.
So Martin, how's your week been?
Yeah, fucking phenomenal. I just got to tell you, it's been very good. I can't complain. I had a few shows. I had a great show last night at Dangerfields. I got another one coming up tonight.
Nice.
So I'm in a good place right now. I am, and I got a big show coming up in Florida that I'm preparing for. So I feel really good. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Thank you. And how about yourself?
Oh, I've had a good week. Just been busy, regular stuff, shows, work, the same old.
Right on. Right on.
But-
It's like I was telling you before, like I love your posts. They're hysterical.
Oh yeah, so like
Hysterical.
yeah, that was the last one I posted was like me versus the libertarian. I've like guys are so fucking weird. Like I just don't understand it. And I knew that this was gonna be a strange conversation when he said that pizza was like a slang term for pussy. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
Right.
that's,
Like
Never, no.
is that a thing? Because like
I've never said that in my life.
No, never.
I've never because like I can taco.
Oh, let me get a slice.
Taco, yeah.
I can taco. I've heard before, and it's usually pink taco. But like, I'll give you taco. But pizza, I've never heard pizza.
Have you ever heard soft taco?
Pink taco.
Soft
No.
taco is camel toe. I heard that one not too long
No,
ago.
pink tacos. There's a pink taco in L.A.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Look, if Rodney hasn't heard pizza, then it's not a thing.
But
Yeah, no,
but
for
is,
serious.
but is that a standard question that you ask somebody? Is pizza or tacos? Mm-hmm. Which
Why?
is the no, not. Yeah, of course. Fuck it. Why not? Why? I think
So
it's a crazy ass question.
like, my feeling is that someone is gonna like either one of them, and if you don't like either one of them, then he's gonna be super disagreeable to begin with. The correct answer is both, but like any pizza or tacos is a correct answer. But as soon as someone says neither, then I know they're gonna be a pain in the ass.
There you go.
Yeah, the one you wrote, I'd like to eat you. I was like, that's fucking ballsy. I'm
Like-
sorry.
It's like
I'm sorry. And you're a girl, and I'm sure you get some crazy fucking messages. You
yeah,
really do.
yeah.
You know?
But yeah, that's but basically because I'm also trying to like low key weed out vegans. So like then that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
another thing that where they'll just be like, "Oh, well, I only eat tacos if it's vegetarian or I'll only eat pizza if it's gluten-free." And I'm like, "He's going to be a pain in
They
the
gotta go.
ass."
They gotta go.
Like no. Like so like it's like I can literally like weed out like the big pains in the ass within one sentence.
That's brilliant, actually. I gotta give you credit on that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to come up with something like that. You know, just because it's literally you deal with a lot of idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But normally I feel like if they answer that normal, then the rest of it, I feel like okay, this is gonna be fine. With the pizza, like, oh, well, that's slang for vagina. Now it's like, all right, well, this is going to be a post, so let me just see where this goes.
That's
Like,
right.
you know what I mean?
Let's get
It's
into
like,
it.
yeah, so now I'm just like, now it's like, all right, go get your scuba gear. We're diving down the rabbit hole. Like, you know.
You ever have fetish people contact you?
Yeah.
And what are their
Most of the ones that I get want to be my slave, or I've been getting ones that want me to be their armpit queen. I've gotten that. I don't get so many of the foot guys. I think because I don't show any pictures of my feet or shoes. But mostly I get guys that are like, oh, like, do you like, you know, I want to be your slave.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like people have like asked me like, oh, would I be like willing to like lock them in a cage and stuff like that? Like, it's weird.
That's pretty fucking weird.
weird.
That is. And do you think they're pictures, they're the real people, or do you think they're hiding behind anything?
I have no idea. Like, I was
Once you say slave to a black woman,
it's
your ass is blocked.
it's like I have no idea. And it's usually like younger guys that'll be like, "Oh, do you want like would you be interested in a younger sex slave to please you?" Like, I'm just like, "Bro. No."
People are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think the internet just brought out the scum of the fucking world, man. It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
has.
Yeah, it does.
Well, no, because before the internet there was the classifieds. Before the internet there was, you know, like it's more immediate.
But
now.
it wasn't in you. It's yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and more acceptable.
You had to know where to look for it.
Oh yeah.
It's more like, you know, because we had 50 Shades of Grey, so like now everybody's tying each other up and shit.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if it's like necessarily more acceptable, but I think that people are crossing the boundaries because in a classified ad, a person needed to be specifically looking for that thing and find your ad and answer you. Now, these people are just kind of inflicting their shit on you and just like projecting that everybody's
it's
into
like
this.
that,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong, but this is, I know that it's a big pain in the ass. So Cisco, how was your week?
My week was good. I didn't have any.
You weren't sexually harassed on the
Yeah.
internet?
I wasn't sexually harassed on the internet, and I didn't die in a sex related incident. It was good.
Yeah.
He didn't die. He's here. I'm looking at him.
You didn't get stood up.
Yeah. I didn't
You
get
didn't
ghosted.
ghosted.
You didn't
You
get
get
ghosted.
Yeah,
stood
no,
up.
cool, man. It was actually a low key week. It was one of those just working on. I've been doing a lot of writing, and the problem now is just like getting somebody like, hey, go shoot this. And like, oh, this is kind of difficult because you got to change this. We don't have access to a full alien queen costume.
Right.
Well, that's gonna change. But yeah, that was pretty much it. They opened up a gym. They're opening a Blink Fitness around the corner from my apartment, so I now have no reason not to
to
join
work
it.
out?
Not to
Because
go.
my logic was I'm not walking or going all the like 20 blocks away to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah. So it's like I was like, man, if God wanted me to work out, there'd be a gym right there. And then I got off the train.
That's
last
right
week.
there.
Soon to come,
Soon-
Blink
yeah,
Fitness.
Blink Fitness. I was
Blink
like,
is good.
ah.
That's where I go.
It is. Well, I talked to the lady, and the problem is the gym's not 24 hours, so I got to pay a little bit more so I can go to a 24-hour, but which is still far away. But it's open till 11. But I work nights, so.
Yeah.
But I can definitely go there during the day when there's nobody
I
there.
was gonna
so
say
that's
if you work
cool.
nights, it's perfect because like I work nights too. So it's like you wake
Go to the
up,
gym during the day.
go to the gym during the day, and it's less people.
Yep. So
That's
it
a lot
really worked
better.
out. So now I'm not gonna have my cardio will be up. I don't know if I want to get into shape. You know what I mean? I just want to
Or
get my
you
cardio
just gonna
up.
into shape, but not shape.
Yeah, like, I just want to be able to walk up. I
Flight of
just want to be
steps?
able to get off my blood pressure medication. So
Okay,
that
that's
means
good.
just doing cardio.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
that
not
shit-
worried
yeah.
about picking stuff up. You know, I'm
Yeah.
45. My days of working out are definitely behind me.
Yeah.
You know, but I have more years behind me than I do in front of me, so I got to max out the years in front of me. So I'm not going to be able to turn around and get any cool meth suppositories. You know what I mean?
You'll lose weight
I'm
on
getting,
that
getting
shit.
a lot of kale in me and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, but that was really it. That was the biggest thing. Was hey, this gym's opening up. I walked and this week is either between 55 and 60 days of not drinking, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's probably like the only like thing. And I haven't done much since I haven't been drinking. You know what
So
I mean?
now,
Since
what
New
made
Year's.
you decide to stop drinking?
I pissed blood?
I guess
Yeah, that was
that
it.
makes sense.
And like if that's like a sign, like ah man, you know,
But
if
how
God
do you
want me
know
to stop, I'm gonna stop.
And what was
I
the-
was drunk too when it happened. I was like, and you know, this is how drunk I was. Like I got halfway sober, but I was still drunk enough to be like, we'll deal with
That
this
would
shit
sober
tomorrow.
me to fuck up. I tell you.
Yeah,
that.
you
We'll
would think,
deal with-
right?
we'll
You would
deal
think
with
that
this
would
shit
scare
tomorrow.
the shit out of you.
But sometimes you're
Well,
so
it
fucked
did,
up
'cause you
that,
haven't
like, you're like,
drank.
oh.
No, but at that moment,
Yeah.
this is how drunk I was. I said to myself, I said, well, I'm either whatever this is, I can't deal with it now. So I'm just gonna get fucked up, sleep this off, and then I'll just quit in the morning. But I sobered up halfway. I was like, oh, this is fucked up. This is bad. But
Well,
I'm
like,
not a
how do
bitch.
you
Like I wasn't
know-
quitting like right there.
That it was like the drinking was the reason why you were pissing blood.
You don't, but I drink enough, so that's definitely a concern.
And what was the
Did you end up
diagnosis?
going to the doctor?
I went to my primary. I went to my cardiologist. I went to my urologist. I was like, check all of this shit out, because I made the mistake of Googling when I woke up the next morning, blood and urine, and it's like, oh, it could be infection or death. So you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck. With me, it was like I'm that guy who's always like, oh man, this is definitely the worst case scenario.
It's so scary, though.
It is.
So what'd they say it was?
I just got my urology test back. Everything's clean.
Good.
So
okay.
what
Good
it
to
was,
hear
what it
that.
is that I had an infection in my prostate and it gets inflamed, and like my kidneys are fine, my liver's fine, everything's fine, but your prostate gets inflamed and it bleeds, and then that comes out in your urine.
Yeah.
So I drank enough and smoked enough, just cigarettes, by the way, not even weed, just Newports,
Right.
to inflame my prostate I want to say like over the period of a year, because I've been hitting it really, really hard for about a year.
You done with the cigarettes?
Yeah, I haven't had a cigarette.
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, so I know eventually what's going to happen is maybe like I can go. My record's like 6.5 months, so I'll probably make it all the way to like October, right? And then I'll just fuck up and I'm like, yeah, we're fucking on the wagon again. But
I had a similar thing happen to me a couple of weeks ago. I ate like a whole bag of flaming hot Doritos.
oh, I get you.
So it was so delicious. And, like I kind of forgot about it. Like and the next day I was shitting red. It was
Yeah.
just like I was like, oh fuck.
I had a similar
You're at
experience
Google
with beets.
shitting blood, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh God, shitting blood! I think I'm dying." Then I remember, like, "Oh no,
Well, I had
it's
to get
the Doritos."
I turned 50 a while back, and I had to get the colostomy at the
Right.
Okay, at 50, and my doctor was like this hot fucking girl. She was like a 10, and it was very uncomfortable. I swear to God, I can't even explain it.
Was she Indian?
No,
Then I would go
No.
back and get double check. I don't trust American doctors.
no, she was a Muslim, but she was not an Indian Muslim. She was
No.
just-
I'm
I'll show
very
you a
few
picture.
things I'm racist on, and it's. I want an Indian doctor. I want to meet your parents. Did your parents yell at you every day to be the best doctor you can be?
Right. And they'll tell you it's very serious, very serious.
Dr. Johnson is going to give up on you.
I had something similar though, because like I was on a juice cleanse for like 5
oh
days,
boy.
and so like, but they don't tell you poo green,
Right.
Because like then it just looks like goose poo,
Right.
and so like the first time that happened to me, I was just like, oh my God, what have I done? And then I just realized like, well, you have been like drinking like 5 green juices a day
Yep.
for like the past 3 days, and yeah, but like that was like definitely. But I had a friend that thought that she was peeing blood, and we were out drinking, and she was like freaking out, and I was just like, well, what did you eat today? And then she was like going there. I'm like, didn't you have beet salad?
There you
She's
go.
like, I did. And I'm
Yeah,
like, it's
food
the
coloring.
beets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing was my urologist was like, you can drink, in moderation, but I'm more concerned about the smoking. And I was like, well, they go hand in hand. So we're just going to, I don't have that cool setting that people have that like, oh, I'm just going to go out for like one. Like if I go out, I'm not stopping until like I physically can't do it anymore. So I was like,
I haven't smoked. April 1st will be 19 years since I smoked a cigarette. I was a 2-3 pack a dayer, and one day I just said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
that's awesome.
You know,
I'll tell you what I've been thinking of doing. I've been thinking of vaping, but I think that's only because of those anti-vaping truth commercials with the Muppets. Every time I see one of those, I'm like, yeah, vaping is safer. You know what I mean? Like it's having the opposite effect on me.
have you
I'm
done
seriously thinking of like, oh, I'll just vape.
The vape, yeah,
the pen?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the wax that I was talking about it's like pretty much the same thing, but like in a pen form.
I'm not gonna lie. I did try that.
Yeah,
I did try that.
Okay,
I did. And it was actually I didn't freak out.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Because it really depends on the type of weed too. Like indicas and sativas will make you have different reactions. An
Yes,
indica
that's what I've
will more likely give you kind of like a paranoid, and a sativa is kind of like more like a body high.
That's the
so
one
it's
I
like more of a you won't like freak out.
Yeah, that must have been that because I was fine, but I still haven't done
But
it
yeah,
since.
you got to know what you're smoking. So California,
Yeah,
they educate you.
every pothead when you say, "No, I don't smoke weed," like, "You haven't smoked the right weed."
You haven't smoked the
Yeah.
right weed. There's a weed for everybody. You just have to know what kind of weed.
That's
you need
exactly
to smoke.
it.
I see.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly.
See, I'm kind of pissed off, okay, because when I was a pothead, and I was a pothead at one time in my life, okay, up until I was 22 years old, we had to go to bad areas to get pot. We didn't have it delivered. There were no stores to go to. I mean, we had to go to the hardcore fucking hood. And on top of that, we had to worry about getting busted, you know. And
Yeah.
it's not like that now.
Thank
Oh, no.
J. Edgar
These
Hoover
kids are
and
spoiled.
William Randolph Hearst.
Yeah.
That's legitimately
Yeah.
why. It's not comparatively speaking. It's what is it? What was the statistic? Alcohol kills more people than weed.
Yes.
You know, but alcohol
Weed doesn't kill anybody.
And cops, from what I heard, cops would rather pull over somebody stoned than drunk because the people that are high aren't willing to fight them.
Yeah. I got stopped in California by a cop and they gave me my weed back. Yeah. Like literally.
That's great.
Like I got pulled over. He's like, "You got anything else?" Like, "Yeah, I just copped the 8th. It's over here. Like I don't have my paperwork on me right now, but like I can get it to you." And so like he took my ID, gave me a ticket, gave me my weed back.
You were honest with them.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when I get pulled over, it gets extra gay. Oh my god, officer! Oh my god!
Do you know why I
out of
pulled you
all
over?
the
I don't
tickets.
know how to read the speedometer. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just on the phone with my boyfriend, and then all of a sudden, I thought I heard this guy in the background. I'm sorry, officer.
How could D'Angelo do that to me?
Right? Fuck D'Angelo.
I gave him the best 10 years of my life.
Then he's just looking like, oh God, all right.
Do you have a tissue, sir?
Right. Yes.
That's great. That's great.
Yes. My gayness has got me out of a lot of tickets.
So, Martin, now, did you know Brody?
I met Brody a couple times, and you know, he was out there. He was definitely an odd guy, brilliant comedian.
Yeah, Brody Stevens.
Stevens,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's for people that don't know who is Brody. And
He was just a great comedian. He had a couple shows on Comedy Central, and I knew him from the Comedy Store because I spent a lot of time at the Comedy Store when I lived in L.A. And he did this weird show at the end, or a weird set, always at the end in the main room, and I can't even describe it, but it was just brilliant. It was just absolutely brilliant. And a while back. Jodie Wasserman was telling me that she used to perform in a laundromat in Manhattan on 8th Avenue, and they would do stand-up there, and she told me Brody was part of that. And then when I went out to L.A., he was on stage at his show, and me and a couple other guys were heckling him a little bit because he kind of liked that. And I'm like, he goes, "Do I know you, sir?" And I'm like, "I saw you at the laundromat." And he was like, "You saw me at the laundromat?" And I was like, "Yeah." He kind of got a little excited. And he goes, "Where was it?" I'm like, "New York." He goes, "Where?" Now he started questioning me, which was fucking great. And it's just sad that he committed suicide. But and I just took some notes here. He apparently he was very depressed and he wasn't taking his medication, and it's just horrible. And it's just there's a lot of comedians that have done that.
yeah.
It really is. And then when I was growing up, I guess the first one that I remember was Freddie Prinze. If you remember Freddie Prinze,
Yeah,
Chico and the Man.
Yeah.
And you look at it now, the guy achieved so much, and he was only 22 years old.
Wow.
He was a fucking baby,
Yeah.
He was a baby with a baby, and he never got to know his kid.
Yeah, because Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, he was like 6 months old when he did it. I mean, it's just horrible. It really is. And I was reading up about Robin Williams too, and they said
I was gonna say Robin Williams is
Yeah.
probably the one that affected me the most.
they said he had Lewy body dementia, which ate away his brain. That's why he did it. So apparently he didn't know what he was doing. And again, I'm not an expert on this or anything. I'm just talking about what I was reading. But they said it wasn't depression. But who knows? Regardless, I mean, it's just sad.
Because my understanding of what happened with him was that he knew that he had this disease and that it would eventually debilitate him to the point where he wouldn't be able to move, and that was kind of what triggered his depression, because he was such a physical person and such a physical comic that he just felt like he didn't want to wait for this disease to completely debilitate him.
Can't say I blame him in a way either. I mean, because God, he was just a brilliant guy.
Yeah,
he really was, and it's just sad. I knew somebody who committed suicide. My very first girlfriend, and it was very very difficult. And it just, I don't know, it's just sad. It really is. It really is. And if anybody's all fucked up, and they should get help. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with reaching out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I also feel like it's fairly common with comics, and it's funny because I remember I was dating this guy, and he texted me an article, and he's like, "Oh, I read this and thought of you." So like I went and I opened up the article, and it was like the top 15 professions of people that kill themselves, and so like comic was like number, like I think it was 2 or 3, and dentist was number 1.
Yeah.
And so like I was just
dentist is number 1.
Yeah, the dentist is number 1.
Why?
I don't know. I guess playing with people's teeth makes you want to kill yourself. But like
you're also a doctor of like the part of the body that everybody neglects. Nobody really takes their dentist seriously, and then he's got to fix all the shit that you fucked up.
True. This is true.
All you got to do is floss, right? And you don't do that, and then you go to the dentist and you got this mouthful of tartar, and he's like, "Hey, here's," and he gives you floss, and he's like, "All right, cool," and you leave.
And then you don't floss.
Multiply that by 20, 30 years.
Right.
Fuck it.
Ooh. It's like, fuck it.
I don't even know if I believe in that flossing, because I'll tell you this. I went to the...
Yo, you mad black right now.
Right now.
It took me 2 seconds to process what you just said. Like, hold on, bitch. Floss?
I don't know I believe in that flossing.
You can
now.
see the teeth getting clean. Nah, I don't believe in that shit.
I don't know, because so I went to this one dentist 3 years ago, and he said that I needed all this work done. I had all these cavities, blah blah blah, and I was just like, something, I gotta wait till I save money so I can actually pay for some fillings. Mm-hmm. And so then I just went, because I don't have dental insurance, so my dental insurance is Groupon, and so I went and I got a Groupon for a full on cleaning, X-rays, yada yada, and then the guy was just like, "Oh, you have really great teeth. You keep them very clean. I can tell you floss every day." I'm saying to myself, I floss once a month. Literally, I would say to myself before the end of the calendar month, I say, "Did you floss this month?" "No, you should probably floss." And this guy's telling me I floss every day. That's bullshit. You don't have to floss every day.
He was staring at your chest.
That's hilarious.
And I didn't have any cavities.
I'm flossing. Well, your dentist, the first dentist, is definitely trying to get that paper.
Well, yeah, they're fucking. All right, dentists and vets are the biggest fucking crooks in the world because you don't know.
See, that's why
they start with the X-rays. As soon as they start with the X-rays,
because they know that they're fucking crooks.
Yeah,
right. They got all these people.
Yeah. Robert Schimmel did a bit about that when bringing the rabbit to the vet. Well, we're gonna have to give the vet an IV, and he goes, "Am I wearing a shirt that says I'm an asshole?"
Yeah, the fucking vet too.
Always,
they'll get you.
Yeah,
I still owe fucking $1,500 to the vet.
Yeah, man, that's that.
And it was just for X-rays. They gave me X-rays and medication. That was it.
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh yeah, she broke 4 ribs.
It's the X-ray.
My dog fell off fell out my window. Ooh. And landed on a car, broke the windshield, but four stories.
How the fuck?
Wow.
Wait, when the hell did this happen?
Remember
there
I
an
told you
explosion?
we talked about this on
No,
the show.
you said that she was out on the roof, but you never said she fell out the window.
Well, so she got into the window and then onto the roof, which is kind of slanted, and then fell off the slanted roof.
So she slid.
She slid down onto like where the driveway would be, but there was a car there onto the fucking. And I was living at
That car windshield saved her life.
the car
that's
windshield
a
did save her life.
Yo.
Yeah.
She lands on any other part of the car. She's
But listen
dead.
to this though. I was living in this Colombian house in Queens, and they were having a quinceañera. So literally,
she is like, I want to dance too, boo.
and all of a sudden it's just like, bow! It's like dog falls from the sky. The kids are screaming like, ah!
You know, there's one drunk like,
God.
no, it's good luck. It's good luck. El perro de muerte.
There's probably scratch marks from the dog trying to.
It's actually on the roof. It was on the roof of the car. It was bad.
That's great.
No, I knew that
bad.
she climbed out like onto the roof, but I didn't know she hit the windshield and broke
Yeah,
her ribs and
yeah,
shit.
she broke 4 ribs. It was bad.
And I don't know why I'm laughing.
Because you're imagining these kids having a quinceanera. Like, they're all outside. There's a quinceanera happening. The kids are outside playing.
Yeah, look,
There's,
it's
like,
a piñata.
There's a bouncy castle, and all of a sudden, this dog falls from the sky.
Well, she had
And
to make a
lands on the
tremendous
Subaru.
bang.
Yes.
Yeah.
She shattered the whole windshield.
Did you have to pay for that shit?
Yes.
Oh shit.
They took it out my deposit.
Dog ain't gonna pay for it.
I'm still pissed at you right now for that. Looking at my dog like, man.
Ronnie, you're
It's
fucking
like-
funny, man.
How's the dog?
You're funny, man. That's
Get on
great.
the roof. Even your dogs are extra.
It's like, oh, you left me up in this house during a quinceañera. You think that I'm gonna be up? No, bitch.
No, I'm coming down for this party.
What's your dog's name?
Gia.
Gia?
Do you name
She's
your dog after the Angelina Jolie movie?
I sure did. I'm glad
That's
you got that
hilarious.
reference. Love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I haven't seen it in years, but that's the only time I've heard that name.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's
Wasn't yeah, but it was about the first supermodel.
Yeah.
yeah, and she was like all on heroin and shit,
Yeah.
and crack, and like
She died of AIDS.
died of
Yeah.
AIDS,
Yeah.
But Angelina Jolie plays her. Mila Kunis, it was her first movie role. She plays like the young version.
It's an HBO movie, right? Or
It's an
was it-
HBO
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
movie. Yeah,
That's when
very
HBO
good,
was
very
killing it with
That's
the
what
movies.
HBO was killing it.
Yeah.
And Angelina Jolie was fresh on the scene. It was like one
Yeah.
of her first like
She was
HBO
she
used
was
to make
fresh off
great
of being a
movies.
video hoe. She was in the Rolling Stones music video.
That's when she was
Yeah.
John Voight's daughter.
she
yeah,
launched,
that's when everybody's like, oh, that's Sean
she
Voight's
launched
daughter,
a
Angelina
1,000
Jolie.
thoughts.
Remember when she
Yes.
married Billy Bob?
Yes, with the blood around her neck.
Yeah, it was, what the
I
fuck?
think that happened like the next year.
Yeah. But before that, she was married to the guy from Hackers, the English guy.
Johnny
brother?
Lee Miller?
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
Miller.
yeah. She was married to him, and then there was like the big controversy because she like kissed her brother on the lips.
Yeah.
Kissed him. I think she made out with him. It was
Yeah,
like deep.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there was a time where Angie was a bit weird.
Like she's not now.
And now you look at things now, you're like, well, that's, at least she didn't have a porno tape. Like, that's... 'cause
Right.
that's-
Yeah.
You said the
It's
bar
not
here,
over
and
yet,
they
man.
surpassed it. No, we ain't never going to see an Angelina Jolie porno.
No.
Never.
What was the
dude.
first one? Tommy Lee?
No, Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson were like the first
Were the
celebrities.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the first porno you ever watched?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Wait, Rambone the Destroyer, 1985, on VHS.
Nice.
I remember just because of the title. The title was Rambone.
Rambone.
And I later went back and looked it up. The dude, the star of it was a guy. He only did a handful of movies, but his name was Dick Rambone. That was his performing name, and he had 15 and a half inches.
15 and a half.
15 and a half. There's
That's
to
a
this
weapon.
day one of the more popular dildo. You fall into a research hole. Is the Rambone, a model of his dick.
Wow.
Yep.
Mine was Deep Throat, Linda Lovelace.
Okay.
That was like the
like
one on
the one.
Betamax.
Okay.
That's how old I am.
Mine's just in the 90s. My dad had a scrambled cable box, like one of those
Oh,
scrambled
yeah,
cable boxes.
yeah.
So it was just like there was one summer when I was just watching Playboy. Like,
Playboy didn't show
Nothing.
penetration or climax.
No.
They cut all that shit out. That and the Spice Channel, they cut all that shit. They didn't
Yeah.
have. If you wanted the real shit, you had.
That was like hotel room porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe you might be right.
No, they
yeah,
did it. They did
yeah.
it.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
But it was my first.
You just sit there and
you
you'd
know,
watch it because you couldn't wait to see what happened, but nothing ever fucking happened.
Yeah,
You know.
actually.
Now, you see.
I mean, they would show like blowjobs and stuff like that. Because I remember specifically looking at the dicks. I was happy about.
I gotta look it up later.
Right, but then I definitely had magazines. How did I get a hold of those? I have no idea. But Marissa.
I think it was like kind of the same thing where like my parents had cable and then like just like flipping through channels one day like it came across like one of those. But I think it was probably more like late night Cinemax.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
like probably one of those. But then I'm trying to think. I know I used to work at Blockbuster and
Wow.
people used to like accidentally put like their porn
Oh,
videos in the boxes.
They would do that shit, really?
Yeah, that would happen a lot. And so like it would just be like funny because like whenever we had like a wrong tape in the box, like we had to we would make sure that nobody was in the store because we only had one
The
like-
rewinder?
no, like we had only had one VHS player and it played the overhead.
Oh.
And so like you didn't want to like say like, oh, it's the wrong tape in the box, and you put it in, and then you're blasting like porn to like all these little kids. So like we had to like
Right.
wait until either after hours or nobody was in the store. And then like I remember I put one in and it was Butt Burglars 4.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, like, then I had to call someone and be like, excuse me, sir, like, you returned the wrong tape in the box. And they're like,
You had a call?
yeah, I
Oh,
had to
that's
call.
Great.
I had to call. And,
Awesome.
and
I now wish I worked at Blockbuster.
yeah.
that's
and,
great.
and so it's like, oh, and I'm like, it was a personal tape. And they're like, well, what was it? And I'm like, it was of a personal nature. He's like, well, what was the tape? What was it? Like one of my kids' tapes? I'm like,
Cockmongers.
I'm like, no, sir, it was Butt Burglars 4. And he's like, I'll be right there. Like,
He just wanted to hear you say Butt Burglars 4.
the best though is that like sometimes the customers would have their own personal tapes in the box.
Oh, no.
And so like it would be like them, like, you know, like, and it was just
shit.
like, oh, it's a personal tape, and then it's just like, oh, what do you mean? I believe of you had made a home video. I'll be right there. Like,
Was that your favorite job?
no,
No?
no,
That sounds like it would be awesome.
no. Like I used to get yelled at all the time, because like people don't want to pay late fees or.
Yeah, if
yeah.
they complain, you'll take it off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The late fees were a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like this one guy like cursed me out, like was like reading me to filth because he claimed that I rented his niece a porno, and I'm like, sir, it's Blockbuster, we don't have porn. Is it possible it was like maybe a wrong tape in the box or whatever? And he's just like, no, you rented my niece a gay porn film. And I'm like, sir, we do not have porn. We certainly don't have gay porn. I'm like, well, what's the title of the rental? And he was like, Oz. And I was just like, oh, that is not a porn. He's like, well, I saw a man getting raped in prison. I'm like, no, it's a prison
I should
drama.
have said that. I feel like that was like my first real porn. For real.
Oz?
Oh my God. I would wait for like the whole family to go to bed and then like they would replay the episodes and shit. That's like the first time I would jerk off. It's like watching Oz.
It's a great
'Cause,
show.
oh God, it's a great show. It was the first time I saw some dick on like just
That's funny.
you would see a dick every episode. It was
Side
amazing.
note, the actors on that show much nicer than the guys on The Sopranos.
My teacher,
Really?
my teacher
I've
was
had
on
runs
those.
in with both casts and the Oz guys, and maybe it's because they were like legit actors. I don't know, but they were all nice and polite.
They are
to
legit
service
actors.
industry
And
people. But the Sopranos guys were like still in character,
oh.
and I was like, "Fuck out of here," you know, like.
Well, because the Oz guys, a lot of them went on to like Christopher Maloney,
Yeah.
Law and Order. What's the other guy that is in the Farmers commercials?
Oh yeah, he was. Fucking forgetting his name.
Oh God, I forgot his name too. It's gonna.
Mike
Ryan.
McClone?
He was
No,
Ryan
no.
something. Ryan. I want to say
He was Schillinger.
He was Schillinger on the show.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons. He won an Oscar like 2
He
years
won an
ago.
Oscar.
Yeah.
My teacher was on Oz. Thomas Waits.
Oh.
He had a recurring role on there. I never really watched the show that much.
Great
Oh,
show. Once
God, it's so good.
It was
I should watch it now.
It
Yeah.
was really good.
I should.
Really good.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I didn't
it's
like the
still-
last season because they just everybody's got to die. Like,
Yeah, it was like a
The
HBO
end.
race.
Now I know where
season.
you remind me from. You remind me of the 6 Feet Under. You remind me of the cop.
I do get that a lot too.
Yeah,
I
now
get
I'm
him.
like,
6 Feet Under. I've never seen. That's a Showtime show, right?
Yeah.
HBO.
No, it was HBO. I
6
never
Feet
saw
Under
it.
is HBO?
Yeah,
I never
saw
saw
it
it.
either.
great show. Great show.
That's
Yeah.
funny because it's on
I get-
HBO. You think I would have seen it?
Yeah, no, I never saw it either.
Oh, and,
It is.
And they
I'm
quit
getting
while they were
mixed up with
ahead,
the other one.
which was smart. You know, they
The what?
didn't burn it out like every other fucking
Yeah.
show. So they
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oz was-
HBO
The
was
last
known
season
for
of
that.
Oz was ridiculous.
The
HBO's
last
known for it.
episode of like the season finale of Oz, I thought was like as ridiculous as the season finale or the series finale of Sopranos. Like they both were like shit shows. Like it was just like I watched all of this for you to end it like this. Like I like
Right.
you know.
Yeah, Sopranos was
Like he was like, oh
disappointing.
yeah, this is never coming back ever because all these motherfuckers are dead.
Yeah.
That was I think that was a big push behind it. The Sopranos one, I had stopped watching Sopranos after the second season, so I got lucky. I'd have been pissed if I'd have stayed with it the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, like I made it like halfway through season 3, and then I started doing comedy at on Sunday nights. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this anymore. This is before like DVR and shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of didn't miss it.
but that's what Sex and the City. They did a good job of like keeping it open so they could have like a movie and stuff afterwards.
Yeah, but then the movies were pure shite.
No, the
First
first
one
movie,
was great.
The first
Even
movie
I can
was
say
great.
that. Yeah.
The second
one
movie was like, oh,
sucked.
damn.
Watched the show, did not watch the movies because I had broken up with the girl that made me watch the show. So I was like, oh, I'm off the hook.
Oh. No, well, the first
Great.
movie,
The
the first
show's
movie's
great.
great, and the show's
First
great.
movie. I mean, I lived in LA at the time. You remember the Promenade in Woodland Hills?
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
All right, you should have seen the line.
I saw it at what's the dome that's like on Sunset?
Arclight.
I saw it at ArcLight.
Oh,
Like
wow.
on the day that it came out.
Yeah,
And
packed.
it was packed to
Packed.
capacity.
In
There was
fact,
cheers. There was tears. It was crazy.
in fact, when I saw it at the Promenade, right, long
Mm-hmm.
line, going through the whole mall, and two kids streaked. Two kids streaked through the mall, and the
Oh,
security was
shit.
chasing them. It was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, Sex and the City was coming out like, oh shit, it's back.
Yeah.
There's a movie. Carrie's getting married. Carrie gets stood up at the altar. Oh my god, it was so great. I don't know, I'm obsessed.
I think they were gonna have another one.
No, they are not actually.
Really?
Well, we still don't know. It's still like Sarah Jessica Parker's kind of like been hinting at it, but Kim Cattrall has definitely they like literally had contract signed, had a date to start shooting, and then Kim Cattrall pulled out. Literally pulled out of the whole thing. Like they were about to shoot.
Probably not a bad thing. Script probably sucked. I mean, because that second one was really
Yeah,
bad.
it was
really bad.
Yeah,
It was
Well,
worse
not
than the
according-
Entourage movie.
Mario Cantone
Entourage
said that
movie.
I never
didn't
saw the.
Entourage movie?
Yeah,
Oh my god, they took such a great show in like the last 2 seasons, and they just put it on fast forward to make it the worst show ever. And then the movie was just pathetic.
yeah, but like Entourage wasn't that just dude Sex in the City?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was. I'm pretty sure that's how they got it sold.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, so we're gonna do Sex in the City, but just with dudes, and we're gonna call it Entourage.
Well, it's the story of that kid from
Mark Wahlberg.
It's Mark Wahlberg's story.
It's Mark Wahlberg's story, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting when somebody told me, I was like, really? Because like he just went out, his brother went out and like, I'm gonna be an actor, and he did all this serious like he's the guy at the beginning of The Sixth Sense. He looked like 45 pounds to play this like
Donnie-
role for 2 minutes. Donnie
Donnie
Wahlberg,
Wahlberg,
yeah.
and he did all of this serious acting shit, and he just like nobody's like, no, not that guy. Hey, your brother's cute, and they put his brother. in all this-
Kevin Dillon was great in Entourage, by the way. I have to tell you that. He was
He's Donnie
phenomenal.
Wahlberg.
Kevin is? Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
Donnie.
great.
He's the older brother.
Yeah.
Johnny Drama.
Great. Yeah, he was great in that. Just
It's
his
a good show, but
one-liners.
it never really like captured my imagination. Entourage.
Yeah, I never like got into it like that.
Yeah.
Like
That Adrian, whatever his name is, he's cute.
Adrian
Grenier.
Grenier.
Yeah, he's like he was cute, and like I would watch an episode and be like, "Oh, he's cute." And, like maybe I'll watch this, and then as soon as like any of the other people came on, I was like, "I'm done." Like,
Right. And I've seen him in LA a couple times. He's just as hot in real life, if not hotter.
yeah, he's super cute. Like where I had my birthday, like he owns that restaurant,
Okay.
Oh, okay. Adrian Grenier does.
the Vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl.
Yeah. But like I don't know. Like he's just super cute. But then I would just be like, You'd have
Kevin Connolly.
yeah, him, and I'm like, eh. And then like the
Turtle.
Jerry something or other is
Jerry
the guy who
Farrell.
played Turtle. Yeah, and then
Jeremy
Piven.
Piven.
He has
he's
a
okay.
cute factor about him.
Yeah,
but not
he's like a cute douche.
You know what he was
Right.
really, really good in? And such a, I don't know if you remember. Remember the Larry Sanders Show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember him on it though.
He was one of the writers. He got actually written out of the show, but he was fucking brilliant on that. If you go back and you watch that show now, it's a comedian show. It really is. It's fucking hysterical. It really is. And he was great on that, but he was balding. Yeah, so that's a hairpiece that he's wearing.
I liked him in the movie Smoking Aces.
I never
Ooh,
saw
was
that
good.
one.
Smoking
Yeah.
Aces.
I didn't
was
see the
good.
sequel, but
Yeah.
Smoking Aces was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking Aces was really good.
And the
With
sequel's a
Alicia
prequel.
Keys. Why is she doesn't do any movies anymore?
I don't know. Maybe they won't let her because she won't wear makeup.
There you go.
He was in the movie. He was in the movie where they go to Vegas and they fuck a girl in the room and they kill her. And I can't. Very bad.
I want to say it was
Things.
Bad Intentions is the name of the movie.
Something like that. No, very bad
That's
things. or
Very
something.
bad thing.
Very bad
Yeah.
things. I
Yeah.
think I've seen
And
that.
they all freak out. They don't know what to do. Was it Cameron Diaz?
Yes, Cameron
Yeah,
Diaz is
great
in that
movie. Great movie.
The stripper is played by 90s porn icon Kobe Tai.
Okay.
Okay.
I remember
Learn something
that.
new every day.
Right. No, he's good.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I've never seen that.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
I paid to see that in the theater.
And then he's in.
But did they run though? Because like we're back
No,
to
it's
what we
all
were
these
talking
shenanigans where they're trying to like cover it up, and then it's basically like a karma comedy where like they still, they killed somebody, so they're paying for it in hilarious fashion.
about. Oh.
He's
What happens
in,
in Vegas stays in Vegas type of thing, right? Yeah.
on like a PBS show now. What is it, Mr. I can't remember what the hell his name is. It's something with an S, but he plays like an American in like England that starts a department store or something like that. Jeremy Piven, but he's like on this PBS series. I don't know. He is like kind of. I guess he's doing stand up now, but I definitely feel like
He was touring.
He is
yeah.
doing stand up now, yeah.
yeah, and so like I don't know. I think a lot of people are hating that he's doing stand up. I don't know.
Why?
Because he wasn't a stand-up to begin with. He was an actor.
Like somebody
And then
else.
now when the acting's drying up, I'll just go do stand-up. Like everybody comes to do stand-up when whatever their main hustle dries up. Like the one thing, like Mick Foley, the wrestler, like he's like, I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian. It's like, no, you're telling stories. And
Yeah.
he changed it after he started working with comedians who were like, no, you're storytelling. This isn't stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I feel like at least he was a comedic actor in some regard.
Yeah.
I can.
There's
I'm
a difference.
not
though.
shitting on that as much as I would a wrestler because I'm just like really. And then I can't remember. There was some like actress or that was like trying to start doing stand up too. That was kind of like, what are you doing? But
What are you doing?
yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like you just got sick of like auditioning or something. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna steal like a half hour from people that have actually been doing this shit and write jokes, and it's not like been hustling and grinding it, but I'm just gonna like. I'm gonna coast on my laurels of being a former star. It's like that's annoying, but like
Okay.
I
Hey,
feel
it worked
like
for Screech. That's all he does.
All
His whole-
Screech does is stand up.
His whole show
I've
is
never
let's talk
seen
about
him.
everybody that worked on the show. That's it.
yeah, I've never.
He's been doing that for years, though.
Years
At
and
least
years.
20 something years.
Yeah.
So at least he's
But
got
like
20
now
years
he's like
experience.
but now he's a comic.
Nice.
I-
Now you're a
I
comic.
don't-
I didn't
I
say
don't
it
know if
was
I'm calling him a
funny.
comic.
I just said he was a
Oh, I'm
comic.
kidding. Anybody- Listen, that's the best thing about comedy and the worst thing about comedy. All you got to do to be a comedian is say I'm a comedian. That's it.
Yeah,
There's no
Yeah,
union.
we still get no
There's
respect.
There's no union.
we're
There's
just
no,
we're like literally like
That
a
is
step
true, though,
below
like-
a mime or like a fucking.
above a mime. Like
No, I
Wait.
think we're a step below a mime.
no, like a mime is like art. You go to school to learn. Mime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we're
Any schmuck
Oh.
can start doing comedy.
yeah, like maybe like we
Damn.
do like balloon animals or some shit.
are we below
But it
ventriloquist?
Yeah,
Yeah,
put it this way.
because you gotta learn how to
go
make
to
the fucking.
college. You understand
yeah.
what I'm saying?
This is a
Clowns
clown
go to college.
We're definitely below magicians.
Prestige wise, oh, definitely.
I mean, that's true though, because anybody can say they're a magician.
Yes, but at some point somebody's gonna say, "Tell me a magic trick." And
Yeah.
you have to be able to pull off the illusion. Somebody can say, "Tell me a joke," and you don't think it's funny, but it don't make a difference. You just still told a joke.
Right.
You know.
Unless
You
it's
have
a
to
dirty
prove
joke and you
being a
remember it
magician.
forever.
Are there
But
are there
also,
comedic
magicians take that shit seriously. So like, they'll check you. Another magician will check you. Comics won't really check. Like the most is they'll be like, "Oh, you're an open micer or whatever." But even open micers
You're an open micer.
get
Yeah.
respect as comics.
True.
Right.
Comedy's the only art form where like you can walk up to a Picasso or I'm trying to think, or a Coltrane and critique their work to their face. I got a tag for you. Motherfucker, you've been doing this 3 weeks. Yeah, but still, this is funny.
Right. We should take a quick break.
Oh yeah.
But before we go, just everyone tell the people where they can follow you on social media and what gigs you have going on quickly. I will start with you, Martin.
Let's see. I have a gig April 14th in Nutley, New Jersey at the Old Canal Inn with Jim Florentine. I have a gig in Florida March 15th with Joseph D'Onofrio, Shane Coyle, and Angel Salazar at the Coral Springs Center for Arts.
Check it out.
Yeah. And then actually got a set tonight at Dangerfields at 10:30.
Nice.
Yes.
Cisco.
You can find me at Francisco Comedy on Twitter, and I'm at LOL in Times Square Tuesday through Saturday.
Oh shit! I gotta come see you.
Nice.
Real
Yeah,
quick
just-
across the street.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went through.
All right, you guys. This has been Big Talking Brewskis. We'll be right back.
Woo.
Yeah.